Cells at Work, Code Black, Volume 1, published by Kodansha Comics. The first chapter is available for free on their website. That is something I greatly appreciate about manga. Every website has the first chapter or 3 chapters for free, so that new readers like me can sample the series. I guarantee that if American comic books gave out free issue zeros every month to promote new series, they would get many more readers and wouldn't be so broke right now. Manga is killing American comics in sales for good reason. Anyhow, Volume 1 of Cells at Work, Code Black, collects the first 5 chapters of the manga. Both Cells at Work series remind me a lot of a 1987 French cartoon that I used to watch in elementary school some 30 years ago. The cartoon was called Il était une fois la vie, otherwise known as Once Upon a Time, Life. This cartoon also had red blood cells as protagonists, and they were explaining the body's functions very accurately. I loved it. Today's manga series is a spin-off of the manga and anime Cells at Work, which, like the French cartoon I just mentioned, tells the stories of cells and their important functions inside our bodies, along with their battles against viruses, cancers, and bacteria. The original Cells at Work was fun and very uplifting, with a great mix of drama and cute moments. Code Black, on the other hand, yikes. The name fits well. One of the main differences is the setting. The original Cells at Work feature a healthy young human body, going through life and stuff. Code Black, on the other hand, has the body of a middle-aged person who is apparently trying to cut their existence short. I felt very sorry for all the cells, living in constant daily stress, being intoxicated by carbon monoxide, and being torn to shreds in a gory manner by pneumonia bacteria. Poor cells. Oh. And things only get worse each chapter as each organ starts failing, starting with the circulatory system and the arteries and lungs, then liver failure, then the reproductive organs, and so on. I wouldn't be surprised if the person this body belongs to croaks at the end of the series, my goodness. Code Black is also much more adult than Cells at Work, having a lot of nudity and bosoms, and some very bloody graphic violence. Wow. Not all is gloom and doom though. Like Cells at Work, the way the bodily functions are depicted and how organs work is very fun and entertaining. The insides of organs are depicted mostly as big cities or factories with futuristic machines and transport ships. A lot of imagination and fantastic visuals have gone into this very bleak tale. For example, in Chapter 2 I really like how when the red blood cells went to a strip club, they were served by hepatocyte waitresses who gave them ADH and ALDH drinks that, instead of getting them drunk, they purged the alcohol and the acetaldehyde toxins out of them, replenishing them. That was actually kind of fun and that was very unique and a fun contrast to our world. I love this kind of world building. In Chapter 3, they even made the act of red blood cells enlarging a phallus for erection seem like an epic adventure and the depiction of sperm cells was surprisingly adorable. The cute spermatogonia germ cells even had their own babysitters, the Sertoli cells, that will raise them to be mature sperm cells. Although, as expected, whenever things start to look good, something bad happens. In this case, seeing the poor sperm cells die as they exited the urethra was extremely heartbreaking, especially because of all the care that went into creating them. Oh, my slime. Oh, poor sperm cells. One thing I found really cool was also the depiction of penicillin. It was very much like the X-Wings from Star Wars. Go penicillin, go, go! Another cool thing I like was how they depicted things such as how blood vessels become obstructed by bad cholesterol, and how similar to clandestine criminal activities it was. Speaking of bad cholesterol, in chapter 5, when our protagonist visits a hair follicle to deliver oxygen, we see the killer T cells attacking the stem cells of the hair follicle. It really made me angry. My goodness, I'm very self-conscious of my own baldness. I wish I still had hair. This is a wig. Oh. It was easy to feel bad for and sympathize with our red blood cell protagonist because of how much he struggled with the stress and seeing all of his friends get destroyed or die around him. I also grew to admire his endurance and his character development and growth, and how he kept learning from his mistakes, and how he had to learn to endure and how he coped with hardships. The poor guy often went through existential crisis. Being a specialized cell inside a living human body is the worst job possible. Due to the nature of this series, every chapter introduced new characters who sadly often died by the end due to tragic events. The red blood cell protagonist and this white blood cell ninja lady with giant boobs are the only two constant characters that appear in every chapter. So you could say the red blood cell and the white blood cell are the two protagonists of the story. Violence encountered in each chapter are all dramatic interpretations of common diseases in real life. Their designs were very intimidating and very alien-like. They really serviced the story well. For example, the infamous gonococcus and the STD gonorrhea were easily the two most terrifying villains in this book. Oh my goodness. Okay, final thoughts. The biggest takeaway for me was how conscious it made me about what goes on in my body. Sure, this is a work of fiction, but the events that unfolded and the consequences it had on the human body and snail body were very accurate to real life. Very well researched as well. You could tell that they really wanted to educate you while entertaining you. Like that 1987 French cartoon, which I loved. So disturbed by what I saw, and glad that I don't consume alcohol or drugs, and it made me glad that I don't smoke either. Smoking does a lot of horrible things to the inside of the body, and seeing all the poor red blood cells suffering through the carbon monoxide, it was horrible. They were choking and dying, and they couldn't help it because in real life, red blood cells, they have a lot of hemoglobin, and hemoglobin is addicted to the chemicals inside the cigar. So red blood cells, they become addicts to what goes on when you smoke. It's horrible. Seeing all the poor red blood cells suffering made me want to take better care of my own snail body. However, don't let that deter you. There are plenty of moments of levity to lighten things up a bit. Overall, this was a great read, very educational too, but in the fun way. Although, much of the darker tone and bleakness might turn some people off. In the case of those people, I recommend that they read the original Cells at Work manga instead. I recommend both, really. So, final verdict? Mind shit. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Au revoir. Night night.